Welcome to Retired Life. Wish you were here. The podcast where we dive into the fun, freedom, and fresh opportunities that come with retired life. We're here to celebrate what makes this chapter so special. I'm your host, Kim Lee, with Stuart Lee, and today we're cruising into a conversation about one of our retirement's favorite rides, the golf cart. I'm thrilled to be joined today by Marcus, owner of Cruisin 30A, right here in Pier Park, Panama City Beach. Mark's built a business around helping retirees and locals alike find the perfect golf cart for their lifestyle, whether it's for beach cruising, community meetups, or a trip to the clubhouse. He's seen it all when it comes to how golf carts have become a part of everyday retired life. Mark, welcome to Retired Life. Wish you were here. Can you start by telling our listeners about yourself and how Cruisin 30A got started?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me here. I appreciate it. It's an honor to share my wisdom with you guys here about golf carts. So, yeah, we just love the golf cart industry. Been in the industry for 12 years, and no looking back. Just love to help people with a custom cart, possibly. Sometimes people just want a nice, safe cart. So we can do a little bit of everything over at Cruisin 30A in Pier Park.
How did you get into it? How did you stumble? And first of all, we love golf carts, so I can see that aspect. But
Right. It wasn't a mistake, to be quite honest with you. My daughter was golfing for the middle school team in St. Augustine, and I was in the middle of selling my company in the sign industry. So I told her, I says, you guys get out at 2:20. I can't pick you up. And my wife at the time worked. So I says, look, we're just going to buy you a golf cart. We live on the golf course where the Swiss Point middle school team actually practiced and played. And it was real easy for me to look for a golf cart on Craigslist. So I went on Craigslist and found a couple people. One responded back. So they came to my house, and I looked at it, not knowing too much about golf carts. I trusted the individual who delivered it to us, and took it for a test ride, and it tested out well with my daughter, Taylor. And I gave him the money, and I said, all right, baby girl, we're going to take the maiden voyage behind our house, which was off of hole number 5. And we drove over to the actual tee box where we would practice and hit balls. Well, going halfway there, the cart died. Yeah, what an experience.
So there are pros and cons to buying a used golf cart.
Yeah, not all golf carts are the same. And I get that after 12 years, every time someone comes in, it's just a golf cart, I don't need to test ride it. Yeah, you're getting ready to spend some money here. Let's at least have you test drive a couple carts and see what comfort level you're at. Because steering wheels are too far ahead or seats are too back. So it's really nice when you come into Cruisin 30A, you can actually drive a couple carts, feel comfortable, and then now you can see if the cart fits for you. But when I heard in the marketplace in St. Augustine that there was guys selling carts like this that really didn't care about having new batteries or new cables, I didn't know any better. So I bit the bullet and spent the $2,000 on repairing it to make sure it was worthy of my daughter driving it. And come to find out, I just sold it after a couple weeks after getting it all done. And now I knew a little bit more about the industry after being burned the first time. So once that happened, I knew what to buy. I bought a cart, and I didn't need new batteries. I didn't need new cables. I didn't need new bushings. Everything was the way I thought it would have been on the first time. But knowing that there were people in the industry that didn't do custom, and I was just getting out of the sign industry, my background with signs really helped with colors and combinations. So I said, after selling my sign company, this is something I would like to do. It was a passion. And a passion turned into a couple different things where I don't want to let anyone have the same experience I had with my daughter in pushing the cart a half a mile in 95-degree heat.
we know about that.
And it's not that easy either.
No,
Been
not
there,
with
done
a
that.
13-year-old girl that really was like, well, I'll sit in the cart while you push it, Dad. So it was interesting to say the least. But I used that as fuel to start my new company. And it was the best thing I ever done because I really, since day one in 2014, I've always done golf carts, whether it's service, sales, customization. It just has been a passion of mine.
So you lived in St. Augustine. How did you get to Panama City Beach?
I had two locations, one in Ponte Vedra, just south of Jacksonville, and my other location was in St. Augustine. Running really smooth, everything went well. So I had an opportunity on opening a store in Sandestin. And I didn't know the Panhandle because you get so comfortable with Ponte Vedra and everything's gorgeous there. It was new to me to see the beautiful blue water and the white sandy beaches. And the people were just really laid back. And it really drawn me to open up that store inside of Sandestin. And I was there for a couple of years, had a little health scare, and God is good. Put me on a 2-year plan of taking some time off, selling my companies, and reflecting back on getting healthy. And then I opened Cruisin 38 in lovely Pier Park, and now we live in Margaritaville, and it's living the dream.
Do you have a focus or a cut in customizing golf carts for 55 plus seniors?
Sure. Well, the first thing for me is having carts that are lower to the ground. Some of my competitors love the look of a lifted cart. Yeah, it might look nice, but it's not suited for someone that's 55 and over. Not that we're getting older, but we're not getting younger. So you want to fit somebody into a cart where they're very comfortable. Speed is 25 miles an hour. Stepping up should be about 12, 13 inches. Nothing lifted on my end. I like compartments. So do the customers. High back seats, very comfortable. 3-point seat belts for the grandkids that come in town.
Very important.
Very, very important. And just a nice, smooth road tire. When you get into the all-terrain tire, it drives like a Jeep, and people just don't want that anymore. They want something nice and smooth. And 90% of our roadways in Margaritaville are road. There's some
All paved.
some roads that have some rock on it, and you can get through a road tire, but you're 90% of it's all paved.
Do you have cart paths in there?
Well, you can use two of the paths. You can use the road, so it does not need to be street legal, which Margaritaville has done a fantastic job of this. They do have roadways that get around some of the gates. They do have some of the paths that take you from subdivision to subdivision, but you do ultimately have to get on the roadway with other cars. So you want to make sure that cart doesn't go too slow because you'll end up being a liability on the road. So 25 miles an hour is a very comfortable speed for everyone. And but yes, they do a great job to get through the bar and chill. They have the pickleball courts, the tennis courts. They do just a fantastic job there.
What are some of the most popular everyday activities that people are using them for instead of golf?
Well, we don't have a golf course on Margaritaville property, which is fine because I don't think people would want to golf anyways. I think they're more set up to go to the bar and chill, which is a great place to grab dinner, drinks, meet some great people. And a lot of my customers have turned into my friends. And it's just been a delight to go to the bar and chill. And my wife, Annabelle, always is like, we can't go 5 feet without you stopping talking to somebody. So I said, it's better than the alternative, no one talking to you at all. So we love going to the bar and chill. The pool's there, and just the people are fantastic at Margaritaville.
Do you feel like it changes the way people interact with each other? Because I've heard of it referred to as your front porch on wheels.
I've never heard that, but that actually is pretty good. I have seen a couple golf carts out there. It looks like a pontoon boat, which is too large for some of the spots in Margaritaville. So, yeah, it's a personality when you're buying a golf cart. It's when people come in there, they love Jimmy Buffett. They may want some of the colors that are adjacent to Jimmy Buffett, the sea foams, the aquas, the pale yellows. And we can do all of that, which is pretty easy for us to take the body apart and get it to the paint shop and put it back together. We actually have what we call the Parrot Head Edition golf cart, which a lot of people love it because it has an embroidered logo on there and it says Parrot Head Edition. And nice, clean white seats. And it's just fun because my mother-in-law does all of my seats. So it's been a family tradition to do custom seats, custom paint, and keep it within the family.
So, how popular is customizing? Like, and I want to hear some of the craziest customizing.
There's been some crazy ones for sure, especially in Ponte Vedra, where Ponte Vedra had families and kids. So they wanted to get into a cart where one cart I built with my technicians was a Jacques Cousteau, and it had a steering wheel for from a boat, and it had some cross and skull bones for the mirrors, and we wrapped it, and it just was a very unique cart, and that was one of the most interesting builds. But doing carts for University of Miami Hurricanes, we buy all of the logos from the shop, so we don't reproduce the logo. But when my mother-in-law builds the seats for us, we cover them, and then we have it wrapped. So really, you're talking exclusivity here. This is a cart that no one else has ever seen. No one ever is going to build a cart like this. So those are some fancy carts we've done in Margaritaville. Mostly just a nice wrap on the hood, maybe some Jimmy Buffett slogans on it, which are really neat. And then obviously the Parrot Head edition. So that's the extent of customizing in Margaritaville. Not as much over in Ponte Vedra, but when they do customize it, it's probably the Parrot Head edition.
So when that person comes in for the first time and says, I want a golf cart, so how do you walk them through it?
Yeah. We don't customize any golf cart, okay? We customize a golf cart called the Sierra. We have the seat pattern, and we'll do that. Our Breezy line, we don't do too much other than paint and some fancy wheels and tires. But it's important to find out who's driving it. If someone is somewhere, elderly, we definitely have to have them in the breezy, and then I'll determine how, to the extent of customization they want to go, maybe a fancy color, and they would be very, very happy with that. But it is all based on who's driving it, how they're using it. Are the grandkids going to be in town? If the drunk uncle's in town, you got to make sure that you have the button on turtle mode, and it'll go always 15 miles an hour. So
That's a good
I like
idea.
that.
yes, because the drunk uncle always seems to come to town. He wants to take the golf cart out.
Well, it sounds like you're big into safety. Tell us what you do to teach people how to be safe in a golf cart.
Yeah, I mean, Breezy does a great job. They're one of our biggest distributors. They're based out of Dallas, Texas. They build and assemble them right there. And it's important because it's lower to the ground, has a road tire. They're kicked out a little bit, meaning the rim and tire package, so it's safer. Not all carts have that. So, and when I had said earlier, not all carts are equally made, it's important for any of our customers to go to some other golf cart companies and learn a little bit more. The biggest thing I do is try to teach everybody when they get in there. Try to teach safety, the 3-point seat belts, backup cameras. Speed is very important, to stay at around 25 miles an hour. That's very, very important for us, and knowing that you have a safe lithium battery. Not all lithium batteries are made the same as well.
Yes.
We've heard horror stories about lithium batteries. So it was very important for me to vet that company that I met at the PGA show in Orlando and go to Dallas, Texas, and actually see these guys build the cart. It was important for me to do that. And I just don't take a dealer on to have a dealer. I take dealers on that are going to be a good fit for us and our community at Margaritaville.
As people age, with mobility and safety becoming bigger priorities for us, so what options do you recommend for 55 plus? And I want to ask you this: do you have people who come in and get the carts that aren't driving their cars anymore?
Well, it's a good point, because with the cost of insurance for an automobile, it's through the roof.
Right.
So now they are getting rid of one vehicle and having only one car, and then now having their main means of transportation on the Margaritaville property as the golf cart. So I can understand why people are ditching their second car and getting a really, really nice golf cart. We go out every day, twice a day in Margaritaville. I mean, 80% of our business is probably Margaritaville residents. So we're doing free preventative maintenance. That's very key for some of our homeowners. We go out there every 6 months
That's
for
nice.
2 years. So they get 4 visits. And with the cart having a 2-year parts and labor warranty, it makes sense to have us go out there and make sure everything's tight and right the way it should be, and just stay connected to the customer. It's just not thanks for your money, and we'll
That
see you when
sounds
you
like
need us.
key to good service.
On the Margaritaville Facebook page, we come out all the time on top, and it's that's earned. That's not given. So special thanks to Charlie. He's our lead tech. Annabelle helps out with the marketing, and we just have a nice team in place. And then we wouldn't be where we're at today without those guys.
That's excellent.
How important do you think it is for communities to have cart-friendly infrastructure, so the cart pass, as opposed to driving on the road?
Sure. Well, everyone is aware of golf carts on the road because they pretty much all have golf carts there. So if you're driving your car and you're not taking your car because maybe it's raining or something, you're going to find that everybody in Margaritaville is very respectful. Whether you have a golf cart or a car or even a bike. We have several electric bikes that are out there, even the trikes that are out there. So if you're challenged with some balance on a two-wheel bicycle, we have trikes. So, and then have a big storage area in the back. So you can still go to your pickleball and put your racket back there, do your yoga that they offer in Margaritaville. So that's another means of transportation. And everybody is very, very respectful. As far as the infrastructure, the pass and the street is perfect. And what Margaritaville has done without carts needing to be street legal is very, very key, because a street legal cart mandates a tag. It mandates PIP and liability for your insurance, which is going to make the cost of insurance extremely high. So by it just being street ready with some significant options like lights, brake lights, horn, blinkers, all of that is mandated with Margaritaville. So
do they have to have tags out there?
do not have to have any tags or it's be street legal. Go through the state of Florida.
So have you ever had to add anything special accessibility, like for someone who might have limited mobility? Is that something that can be done?
That's a great question. We've actually put handles on the carts so that it's easy to get on and off. We have step rails that are mounted. A couple individuals needed a wheelchair in the back, and it really doesn't set up to put a wheelchair on most golf carts. So we had taken an old plate from a rear seat kit, and we mounted it on the back, welded it and bolted it. And now I believe it's Mr. Johnson. Has his wheelchair on there and
That's
strapped
cool.
on there.
That's very good.
It was great. And actually, he's 6'8". He's a big fellow. And we actually had to move the pod back about a foot. And we were able to customize that as well. So no one can sit in the back of the forward-facing seat, but he has his cart where he's very comfortable, leg room, and he can get out and get his wheelchair. So I was pretty honored to help Mr. Jones out. So.
Well, that's excellent.
Well, that's good to know too. I mean, that you can get your golf cart to match you.
It's important because, again, these golf carts, if you don't fit in the seat, the steering wheel, and it's just uncomfortable, you're probably not going to use it the way you'd want to use it. And that's why it's very important to have a test drive. Talk to some other golf cart companies. And once you find out that it's a nice fit, that's probably the cart that you're going to end up getting. So.
Now, do you have people that get a golf cart and then come back and say, well, I'm ready to upgrade?
We don't get much of that. There was a couple people that the husband and wife didn't see eye to eye, and the husband wanted what they call 2+2. Your traditional golf cart is 2 seats facing forward and 2 seats facing the other way. And I guess the wife was not there when he purchased the cart. And She came back. She was smoking hot. She wanted the forward facing.
Yeah.
And they had the cart for a week. I says, look, I normally don't do this, but if you want the forward facing, the cart that you had for a week is still in great shape, maybe a few miles on it. I'm going to make this happen. So it's important to have your significant other there when
With
buying
you.
a golf
This
cart.
is a major purchase.
It's a huge purchase. And
is.
both people have to be agreement with color, seat colors, and the brand of cart. So yeah, that was a little trying there for a minute, and I just wanted to make her happy. So we made her happy.
I've just learned something.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I can tell you right now, our next one is going to be everything forward facing.
So tell us about your golf cart. That's
Well, ours we bought. When we lived in Tallahassee, and our only use was around our 5 acres, and then we moved into river camps, and we use it a lot.
Every day.
We take the dog
okay.
for a walk. Okay, that doesn't sound good, but and it's a lot of trails, and it's off-road trails.
Sure.
And we also have 4 grandchildren who live locally and 2 that come and visit.
Okay.
So it's the dog and 4 grandchildren and us. So we have looked at some extended, but you also have to be careful because making those turns with, and I'm the first to tell you, I have hit the bridge. And my grandkids point it out to me every time we go on the bridge.
Grandma,
This
you
is
hit the
where you
bridge."
hit the bridge.
Thanks.
We
kids.
did have to get the wrecker.
Oh boy, so it was a significant hit.
Yeah.
I did no damage to the bridge.
The bridge was fine. Golf cart, not so.
Bridge 1 generally will happen.
So, what are some traditions you've seen come up with the golf carts? I mean, I know at River Camp we have a Halloween for the kids, and we all decorate our golf carts for Halloween and have a little festival. It's almost like they call it a trunk or treat.
Yeah.
But we do it in the golf carts.
Yep.
But out at, what are you doing?
Yeah, Margaritaville is just unbelievable about having different events, not only for golf carts, but if it's Halloween, they have stuff there. They understand families, and having Margaritaville and the people that are in charge there just do a great job of organizing everything. I'll tell you what, I've been on a cruise. I don't know if you guys have been on a cruise, but what I can tell you is every morning there's something to do. Well, at Margaritaville, it makes me feel like Annabelle and I are on the cruise and we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this. And you have a full plate of stuff to do, whether it's the band that comes out there at 7 o'clock at night, or the biggest festival they have is the 4th of July. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. I mean, they got flags sticking up. They got the music. Some people have their carts that's wrapped with an American flag. People are all decked out. It actually is just very patriotic. It really is.
Do
And
they
there's-
do a parade with them?
They do a parade there.
Oh, that's awesome.
They go around the entire circle, go around the entire community. I've never seen anything like it. And I've been towards the villages. I mean, I've seen and dropped off carts at the villages from our Ponte Vedra store, and nothing compares to Margaritaville Latitude, where they have functions and set everything up and make it real easy for everyone just to drive your cart there, and everything's just scheduled, and just have a good time.
Yeah. I mean, I love the contest thing. And, you know, we've had some pirate ships, and that to me is just exactly what having the golf cart is about. Going out, you're taking your front porch, decorating it,
Oh yeah,
and your drinks.
it's your personality, and you know, some people just gear up for this for like 364 days. I kid you not. I've seen like a ship over the entire golf cart. I don't know how they'd seen through the ship, but navigation of some sort. But they're driving through, and boy, it was pretty wicked. And I'll tell you what, they'll probably end up having something here in the next couple months, really cool looking. So I think people plan, and
Yes.
they
They
have an
get
agenda.
really involved.
Yes,
in it.
they definitely.
Very creative.
So, do you see any trends in the golf cart world, like solar carts or? anything like electric upgrades or luxury models or
There is talk when I went to the PGA show this past January of having some more solar. Hydrogen is one to watch out for, and then obviously gas is gas, but gas is kind of phasing out because of the sound, the smell, and having a lithium battery now. Heck, there's a lithium battery that's a 205 amp hour. What that means, it can go 80 to 100 miles. So really, that's taking over gas golf carts. So you're finding out people like the lithium. It's cleaner. It's a lithium battery that is maintenance free.
total quiet.
It's quiet.
Yes, my
and
favorite.
It's plug and play. So, and you don't have the gas tank in your garage. Actually, there's a handful of subdivisions that do not allow gas golf carts. Sandestin is one. So you might just see something in the next year or two to where they're phasing out gas golf carts. Not for the farm and
Yeah.
personal property,
Right.
but you're going to see something like that with some high-end resorts like Margaritaville Latitude.
So what do you see Stuart and I in for a golf cart?
Well, my first question would be, how many people are going to be in the cart? How are you going to use it? Are you going to use it to hit bridges? Because if you're going to use it to hit bridges, we're going to have to put like a brush
My
cart out.
grandkids are going to love this because they have never. This happened 2 years ago.
Yeah. The
3
I'll
years
be
ago.
behind you
Demolition
every day,
Derby
Kim. Nice
queen
to see
here.
you.
They do not let me forget.
I won't let you forget either. But yes, we'd like to know how many people are in it, because sometimes you need a 6-seater. I really like the new look of golf carts nowadays. Over the last 3 years, they have forward facing, and all 3 rows for a 6-seater are forward facing, which is nice. The kids get a chance to see you. It's kind of like you're in a car, but it's wide open. It's airy. It's just a different feel when you're in a golf cart and you're just jamming away with the sound bar. You're looking around. It slows life down. And that's why we're here sitting here, because it's retired life. And people just love to slow things down now and enjoy themselves.
True.
So on those 6-seaters, can the wheels be closer so you can make those tight turns?
Yeah, the wheelbase is obviously long as the frame is long. So
okay.
you're just going to have to do like a 3-point turn, Kim. We'll come out there and we'll show you how it's done, but not a problem.
We'll give you lessons. Thank goodness.
So, okay, Mark, before we wrap up, what's your favorite thing about being part of the 30A community scene through Cruisin 30A?
You know, just the people. As I mentioned, it's customers turning into friends, and just seeing everybody at the bar and chill or at the pool, and just super nice, friendly. They're coming in looking to purchase a golf cart, and we can educate them. We're not looking to sell anybody. And when you have that mentality, the sale will take care of itself. And then the customer or the purchaser will just appreciate that more as you're taking the time to explain it to them, and seeing people on property waving to you. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then how can the listeners get in touch with you or check out your carts?
Well, we're located at Pier Park. We're at 15600 Starfish Street, and we're right next door to Dillard's. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we have another location opening up off of 79. My wife, Annabelle, had found the location, and we signed the lease a couple days ago. So that'll only be 3/4 of a mile away from Margaritaville Latitude.
Congratulations.
So we're all
That's
excited.
great.
Excellent.
Yeah, because we do so much business there, we just want to be closer, and that's as close as we can get. And we're excited about that. And we're just we're blessed to be here and talk with you guys, and I appreciate the time today.
And we
thank
will
you
put
for
this,
being here.
We'll put this information on how to reach Mark on our website and beneath the podcast.
Yeah, Cruisin 30A. You'll just look for the logo in Margaritaville. Everyone sees us. They know us. They know us as the Breezy Company. We're the largest Breezy dealership in the United States. They have about 60 dealers. So we're the largest one here in Panama City Beach. So
Wow.
pretty honored to have that. And easy to find right at Pier Park. And just Cruisin 30A.
Well, I've enjoyed this today, hearing about the golf carts. And before we leave, I'd like to give a little shout out to our sponsor, who is Retired Life. Wish you were here. And before we park this golf cart for the day, don't forget to cruise by our Retired Life Wish You Were Here merchandise shop on our website. We've got t-shirts so soft you'll swear you're still in your pajamas while driving around,
In your golf
hats
cart.
to keep the sun off your retired forehead, and mugs big enough to hold all you've got. I'm not working today energy. Go grab yours now, because nothing says I'm living my best retired life like matching golf cart and t-shirt vibes. And Mark, we have for you. Now this is our specialty,
Thank you so much.
Retired Life.
Love it. Love it.
This is my favorite.
I love the
one.
golf cart as well. It's fitting.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Fantastic.
Well, thanks for being here today. We appreciate it. And I've
Thank you,
learned
Stuart.
quite a bit about golf carts.
And don't forget to subscribe to Retired Life. Wish you were here. Thank you.